Let's get into it. Let's play some 3-minute chess, shall we? Let's press that button and rock and roll. I'm just gonna have to. I always have to do this. I always have to change the time thing. I'll start off with the French just because I want to get this little time box set. So I'm 2650. So can we gain 50 points? That's the idea. That looks better. You can see what's going on now. So let's start off with a good little French defense. Now, one of the, I think the advanced French is making a bit of a, it's coming back to life. The advanced French. Now this line, just try and remember, he's very quick, isn't he? This guy is a line I don't know so well, but the reason I've played B6 and A6. I want to stop the knight coming in there. So I played A6. And if he takes here, I want to take with a pawn. Because I like having 2 pawns here. That's why I played B6. Now he's getting ready to consolidate his position. It's probably time to take this one off. And you know what? As I'm getting to... I'm basically an old man nowadays. I'm an old man. We're gonna play like an old man would do and swap the queens off. And this is a very normal move in the French defense to get rid of his pawn there. So I guess this position is fairly even position here. These pawns, I've got more central pawns, which is quite nice, and I can think about even playing for E5 maybe. Looks reasonably interesting. Not sure actually if that was correct. And the other thing I can do is try to take his queen at the right time, but I'm just trying to figure where I want to put these pieces, because these pieces are not great, right? Where do we want to maneuver them? Okay, so he's now getting ready to capture here, which seems wise. Maybe we can play this move, because his bishop is much better than my bishop. And I just want to exchange off my bad piece. And he's allowed me to come in here. And this is the problem when you play very quickly. You can make mistakes. Now, I'm actually not sure if I should have played King F7. Maybe I should have played Rook here straight away. And what is this position like? Well, I'm probably a little bit better here, being a pawn up. But my opponent, and I don't really want to allow that knight to come there, has quite a good knight and rook. And I've got to be a little bit careful now. I missed this move because of this check. So this is a very annoying move actually. And I want to give myself the F6 square for the king. I don't think I've got time to push my pawns yet. So the idea is to go king here. Otherwise, after the check with the rook, my king will have to come backwards. Kato Kid, thank you for the gifts there. Most appreciated. And I'm gonna go here. Well, let's grab as many pawns. Alright, so he's playing interesting little way he's playing here. Now he's gonna force me to, this is actually a very clever way to play, which I miss because his king's got very active, hasn't it? And here, okay. So he's certainly got enough play now, my opponent. Because his pieces are so well positioned here. I'm going to try to run this way, because otherwise it's a draw with my king. But his f-pawn does scare me. So I'm running. If I go any other way, it's just a draw. And maybe I should be trying to get a draw here. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to win this position, but I do still have this pawn to create some problems with. I mean, I expect he just takes my pawn, but then I have check and I can take here, which gets quite complex. So, right, okay, now there's no point messing about. My king is stopping his rook coming behind the pawn. I could have done something like take another pawn there maybe, but he's got a, has he got a, and again the only way I'm going to win, I have to come the other way now. So this is he's playing good chess. He's playing this ending very well. I'm a little bit scared I could be getting in trouble here. Can I play this move? I'd be very happy to get rid of that pawn. That pawn is scaring me a lot. And it's his last pawn. Okay, well this is a lot better now. Get the rook behind the pawn and push the pawn. And this is clearly winning for me. Don't fall for the check. He's going to try to come behind my pawn again. I say clearly winning. I've messed this up a treat. Oh no, what have I done? What have I done? Oh, he's messed it up. Oh! Oh, a nice calm game to start off with there. A nice calm game. So why did he? I don't know why he tried to self-mate himself at the end there by putting his king in quite possibly the worst position ever. But he played that ending, I thought, pretty well because I was a couple of pawns up. But you could see the activity of my opponent's pieces was really, really good. Kato Kid says smooth. That was about as smooth as sandpaper on a rough day, I feel. Not very smooth. Now, I don't know, I'm just tried bishop g5. Like I said, I'm going to try out some new openings today. So, bishop g5 was a move that, and he's going a bit funky as well, isn't he? What the hell's going on here? Well, he clearly wants to do this kind of stuff. And I'm already a bit confused. Bishop here, maybe? I don't know what's going on here. This is strange. This is strange shite. And do we just develop? No. I'm going to go here because I don't want to lose that piece. I can see myself losing that one. And look at it. Look at this wimpish piece running away. This is... I probably won't be repeating this opening again. I mean, this is like a really crappy London system, right? Because he's got all this space. Probably I could have done something a bit more aggressive. But okay, it's still a position. It's still a position. And we're going to play it, well, a bit like the last game. The last game, it was a French defence. And I've got the same pawn structure now. The other way around. It certainly wasn't as smooth as weasel poo on a doorknob. Greased weasel poo. Don't get many weasels in England. Is he going to sacrifice here? Well, probably. But let's try to, like we do in the French defence, let's try to at least damage the centre. And now he probably should sacrifice on this square, and I don't know what is happening here. Now we don't even need to take that one straight away. But why not? Let's take it. Let's take the damn pawn. What's happening here, people? Crazy position. But I don't really believe his attack too much. Why? Because he doesn't... And I've got this move. Boom! Put that in your pipe and smoke it, my friend. And that's quite a nice little tactic because the knight takes f6. That is smoother. That's as smooth. I don't know. What's it as smooth as? It's as smooth as a silk scarf. And let's make sure we still win this position. It's as smooth as a silk. Okay, that's going to be... Okay, let me just think how I'm going to do this. Let's go here. And I'm going to try to get these pieces out of the way, right? I think that's what I'm trying to do. I should kind of know. So bishop here, we're going to go check. I mean, I'm a lot of pieces up here, so I should be okay. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do. And now in like Flynn, Errol Flynn, and we got this one as an idea. We got this one as an idea. We got this one as an idea. We got this one. I think you're gathering what we got. A lot of ideas here. Now, is there a kill? There is a kill. I think we're just going to keep this very simple, and we're going to go check, force his king to the G file, and win the queen. So that was as smooth as baby's bum. Well, yeah, that's you could say it's as smooth as baby's bum. I don't have a lot of experience of baby's bums, but hey ho. Okay, now I'm trying to learn e5 a little bit, and I did look at this variation. I've got it remember my stuff though. And already, I think, do we go d5 here? My memory is so bad nowadays. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. I used to have a good memory, but it's hard. It's hard keeping up to track with stuff, isn't it, in life? Now, do we take there and play this? Okay, I'm gonna go for ending. Let's go for an ending, because it is a pawn, and my opponent is playing like the speed of light, like he actually might know what he's doing, which is always a bit worrying. And I'm gonna put the king here, and I'm gonna ask him, okay, well look, you seem to know what you're doing, but what actually are you doing? And I'm sure he's got enough play for one pawn here. I'm sure he's got enough play for one pawn. Okay, now he's trying to open it up over here, so he definitely has enough play for one pawn. What should we do? How can we relieve a bit of the pressure here? Because my pieces are very bad. I'd love to do something like this, but I think I'm just going to be a bit worse. Am I going to? I've got bishop d6. Maybe I have to, because otherwise my pieces are not coming out. But I've realised he's going to take on f5 at the end. So, okay. I don't like defending positions where my pieces are very inactive. So I'm trying to do this to get a little bit of freedom for the stuff. But so for example, knight takes here, pawn takes. Okay, he's doing this first, which is a little bit surprising, but he's just going to try and come here and do that. So we will force that bishop back, which I'm hoping will help. And I just can't get castled here. This is the issue. Look at my king. My king is very bad. So I'm gonna again try to give my king a little bit of freedom by not trying to hold on to the extra pawn and defend the position a little bit. Someone's asking, could he have taken the knight in the last game? I've absolutely no idea. Could he? Was there a knight on pre? It's very possible. I'm very good at blundering pieces, as I'm sure most of you are aware if you've been seeing my games. Blitz chess, it's so easy to blunder pieces, especially if you're called Simon. So how are things looking here? I'm still not liking my position much, I have to say. If I come here, he takes everything and comes straight into this square, and he's going to win a pawn. And I'm happy to give a pawn back if I can get some freedom. Maybe I should be doing that, but I don't think it really helps me. I think my position is still bad. This is a strong threat. So do I have to move my bishop? But I don't know where I'm moving my bishop to in this position. Okay, well here I assume. And I just got to try to hang on in this game really, because it's these pieces which are bad. If I could swap the rook and the knight, the rook and the king, that's not a knight around, I'd be doing quite well here. But it's not easy to swap these guys around. So could I have taken there? Maybe I could have. I didn't even think about that. Why didn't I take there, hitting the rook, and then come into f3? Right, okay, so now I'm feeling a little bit happier. Yep. Am I? He's coming here, check. He keeps finding these annoying moves. So my king will probably have to come this way. And I'm down on time as well. It's not looking good. So we're going to lose a pawn. But I've unraveled a little bit here. Well, I say lose a pawn. We're a couple of pawns down. But my king is now active. 2 pawns down. And his extra pawns are not great. So it's not completely hopeless, this, except for the time. And this allows him to go here, which I'm not sure I should have allowed. This is my next idea, but is it too slow? Well, I can see his idea and it looks bloody slow. He's just going to push this and there's not much I can do, right, about that. Okay, so that was always tough. That game was tough. He always had me a little bit on the cosh there out of the opening. So in Blitz, it's very hard to defend when you're a bit defending. So we've got the white pieces now. This is a semi-Tarrasch. You can also go e4 in the position, but I quite like this line. And the reason I enjoy playing this line is that you often get this position here, and this is the standard position, and this position is well, it's quite famous. It's called the isolated pawn position, and my Master Method 2 course talks about this. I did a course that was like 15 hours long, which really just talks about this position. And the reason I like playing this as white is that we often get very decent attacking chances on the king side, because he has to weaken his king, and as I'm hopefully going to try and show, we can attack over there. Now, got to watch out for the knight coming here, so I'm just going to over defend that one. And again, is this knight coming here something I want to concern myself with? Well, I think we should just get on with it. Let's push that one. Maybe I should get back on the dark squares now. And the maneuver that he's done is quite a standard maneuver to defend. I'm going to get on the dark squares because I might be able to get the pawn to h6 and then come in on those dark squares. It's not doing anything there. And also maybe I can just take this knight off with my bishop. My bishop's done I think a very good job. Well, he wants to take here and then take my knight. So we get rid of this one. I don't think my bishop's doing much more, and we get our little Harry pawn in. Well done, my friend. Well done, Harry. But he's got this fantastic bishop here in compensation. So got a... I mean, he can take and bring his queen to d5, but I didn't want my knight to be tied down. So the reason I've moved my knight here is that I can play f3, which at least blocks his bishop up and takes away these squares. So he's doing some very strange maneuvering. I don't believe the maneuvering that he's doing here, personally. And maybe it will give me a chance to now go active, try to bring this one in. Okay, that's a good move. And even in the endings, these endings are generally okay for white, because this pawn will make his king like in quite an uncomfortable mating there. You also have to wonder if Harry's weak or strong, but a lot of the time if you can get the pawn here and ending like this, I mean, I've got some weak pawns, so it's not entirely sure I'm better here, but I'm certainly now coming in. I think he really needs to go for an ending. But this pawn, it's very, very useful when there's just rooks on the board. If you can get this structures, if you can swap everything off and get this kind of thing, it's very useful because of the mating that's around him. And we're going to try to use that by getting a rook onto the 7th rank. So I'm slightly better here. Slightly better, but that's all. Now again, we want to get a rook around and try to take this one. So takes, king takes, rook here, g5, just stops in time. So let's annoy him as much as possible here. Maybe I could put the rook on c6. And not easy, this position to win. I'm thinking about how to make progress, and I think the next thing I want to do is get my king up the board. Okay, so he's played a good move here, and he's stopped that from happening. If I take, his king comes forwards, and I might be losing Harry, and I haven't got my rook in, so this is annoying. He's played. That was a good idea that he played. How do we make progress here? Rook d6. Well, it's not really going to help me. Might have to give Harry up, activate this one, but probably should be a draw now. I can move my rook back as a forwards, but so can my opponent. And if I go there, can he take and go rook d8 and try to win? Maybe he can. Maybe he can. So what's my next move here? So what is my next move? Well, I'm not entirely sure what my next move was, so and we really... Okay. Now check. Okay, come on, Harry. Harry, you are... Take with the king, come round. He's getting his rook back, isn't he? Rook's coming back to d7. Oh no, that was a mouse slip. That was absolutely stupid. I'm gonna go there and then come here, and I've lost a very important tempo now, because that is really going to cost me big star. I mean, it's still an interesting position, but this extra tempo, it's, as you can see, not ideal at all. Time. And that extra tempo really just cost me my position there in the ending. Oh, and he moved instantaneous at the end. Oh, it's annoying when you get these kind of endings. One little mouse slip and it all goes wrong, and that probably turned the what might well have been a winning ending into a losing ending. So, and he was quick at the end there. I couldn't even get the draw. So okay, so we'll try to speed up a little bit now, and we've got this same French defense opening. I didn't want to play that E5 thing. And what's he doing? He's just trying to mate me. That's a bit brutal, isn't it? Now, he can... What's happening here? What is happening? This has got completely crazy already. Swapping off light square bishops is a normal idea, because his bishop is very strong. And he's also coming here, but I've got this move against that. But then he's going to take here. Quite a wild position already. And at f6, he will castle. Do we have to play this? But then I'm going to lose this pawn after knight here. So, what about we move the knight around? Let's take advantage of this while I have the chance. And I really want to move in now, but I'm not sure. Don't think this is working either. I'm getting in trouble in the openings, aren't I, today? Which is not fun when you get difficult openings, and I have to move this knight again. And okay, I'm going to try going forwards, but I don't really believe it. Anywhere else, I'm just going to be a lot worse. And at least, and the problem is I'm spending a lot of time on the openings. So I think we might have to wheel out a dragon or something later on, because this is no fun. Yeah, this is the problem. My knight is just not got a good way back in the game now. He's just going to go h3. So this game's been a disaster as well. How are we going to do this? How can we try and salvage this position? I don't think we can, right? I mean, this position is actually... The only thing I can think of is do something like this, but we're going to lose... bits and bobs. So okay, otherwise I'm just losing. Well, this is bad as well, don't get me wrong, but otherwise I'm losing immediately. This is the only way to try and keep fighting a little bit, and just gotta not do that. I meant to take his bishop first. So this guy's definitely got the better of me. He's beaten me 3-0 so far, so come on, we've got to pick up the pace now. And he's playing the Dutch against me. Let's go for this gambit, which is a very dangerous gambit, and he's still playing so quickly. I think he knows my weak point, which is getting me on time. Okay, so let's have a think here. Can we do this one, get our pawn back? And the problem with playing very quickly, you can, if you get the good opening is he's not spending enough time to think on what he's doing, and he's moved his queen in. Okay, so now what is happening? I have this check, which looks like it will move his king into an unfortunate place. What other things could we do there? We could also just go here first. I don't want to swap queens off because his king seems to be more weak to me. If I get 2 moves in, my development comes springing to life. Now, I'd love to keep that knight there. Now, this is the only way I can defend the knight, and it's all about if I get one more move in. If I can get one more moving, okay, you can take there and it's still complicated. Then I think, I mean, if I can get 2 moves in, this is going to be a great position. And if I ever move that knight, he'll bear the castle. And I don't really believe my position then. So he's going this way. And he's trying to force my knight to move, which does make sense. So we're trying to keep some threats up. And it's all about if we can keep the pressure on his position here. And he's trying to swap off. Now, even taking queens here is not crazy, but because I can quickly get a rook to the d file, but I think we should still go for the policy of keeping these guys on. And he's going to get his bishop over here. Right. And I'm going to play this one. And get a rook to the d file. Oh, he's got that. God, it's collapsing. He's really... Oh, dear. That's just a piece, guys. Okay. My position must have been... It must have been doing well there at some point. But not the way I played it, right? Certainly not the way I played it. He defended pretty well there. Anyway, and keep this game going. I think we're just going to try and bunk up the game. So he's won the last 4 games, Mr. Kencons. So let's go for the dragon. That one must have been something better I could have done there in the opening. So this is a dragon, but have I allowed this move now? Don't know. Let's see. And he's playing at the speed of light, isn't he? Right, now again, just try and keep it solid. So this must be a good position for me because I can take here. That does open things up after rook here. This is where you start to doubt yourself a little bit. So I'm going to go here first, and if we come in here and play f5, have I just blundered again? What's going on? I've literally just blundered. Oh no! Does this ever happen to you guys when you get a little bit of a bad run? You can't see a flying thing. And that is certainly what seems to be happening here. Okay, come on. We can recover. We need to get a quick win on the board. And let's go for b4 and just go for that king again. One of these attacks, it must come through. Get the bishop out the way. Okay, yeah, I can see what you're doing. You're using Harry against me. Tuck him away. And what to do here? Okay, we'll nudge that little guy out the way. And I am a little bit afraid of this attack. It seems like he's getting momentum against me. He's certainly got the better of me, this player, at the moment. And I could well just get checkmated here, as I've been doing a very good job of so far. And it looks like I may get checkmated after e5. Blooming heck. This is painful. I have to go queen e2 then and hold on. Try to hold on. In grim opening. He's very quick as well. Bang, 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 bang. We gotta come back with some see if we can come back. It's nice. As soon as you get your breath back and they slow down, it's kind of like, right, rebuild. And often when I'm playing Blitz, I'm so unpredictable sometimes. You can lose 5 in a row, but then as soon as you get the first win, things can change. But I don't know if that will happen here. Who knows? I might just get crushed because he's playing so quickly. The other day I lost all my games I played. The day before I won all my games. Yeah, it's very easy to do this, isn't it? And I expect I am just a little bit worse it because I'm a pawn down. But it's nice that you slow down there a little bit anyway. Get a beer in you. Well, it's even I don't know. It's a little bit early for a beer, even for me, I have to say. And now, do we grab this one or come over here? I think we will try. Oh, I've given him a very big pawn there. Why do I do that? I'm even playing decisions which I know are really bad decisions, you know. Now here it doesn't help. Check here, check here. It doesn't help. My position is bad again. Because for some reason I thought I could get my rook over to a1, but I don't feel that's working at all, and his pawn is so strong. So, but first time I'm time up. I'm time up. Why didn't I go knight there last move? See, king here. I could have just taken that pawn with check. It's crazy. It's so much easier when you sort of just take a little breather back. Why didn't I go knight c5, people? King there, and it would have been a totally different ball game then. Because this is not as much fun. Grob him up. I think I need to try to get a win in a normal game going on first. But this position is a little bit grim. Okay, we're gonna have to try. If we can win Derek the D pawn. Look at him. He's got all these. He's got tricks everywhere. Look at that. Look at that trick. And that's quite a nasty trick, right? Knight takes here. Check. That's a nasty little idea here. I'd love to get my rook over here, but his bishop stops all of that. So how are we going to deal with these horrible little tricks he's coming up with? And I can't see what my next move is, guys. We have to go there anyway, so I might as well do that now. Can't think of anything else to do. Because after the check, he will do. And can we try to get rid of his knight? No, because he comes in. He's just coming in. So he's done it again. The pain is real today, people. The pain is real. I don't think I can do anything here, can I? Right. This time. This time. So he went bishop c4 last time. Okay, now. I'm not sure about my opening choice. Already, it seems a little bit of pressure. Look at him, he's just coming at me with tactics after tactics. He is like a machine, this guy. I'm not saying he is a machine, but he's playing like a machine. Very sharp stuff. And he's won a pawn. The machine is getting to me. I'm going to call him the machine because he's playing like a bloody machine. And I've just blundered a piece. See, the brain is just not working. I'm thinking he's a machine, and you give a piece away. Resign and start over again. I think we're gonna have to do that again. We can't literally. I'll play a little bit more move, so we're getting a vibe. I don't think I've had a session like this for a while. Why did I decide to stream today? Resign and start again. How much am I rating? I was trying to get to 2650, but it's been he's just adopting me. Right now, the pain will stop. The pain will stop. Anyway, at least you can all feel better about yourselves. It's always good to see someone else in pain. And he probably won't play anymore. Look, he's like, no, I've adopted you. Play a move, man. Play a damn move. Oh, look at that. He doesn't even want to play now. So he's turned his computer malfunction there, and he didn't want to play anymore. Look, just to make myself feel better, I'm just going to pretend he was cheating. I'm sure he wasn't, but his play was quite phenomenal. Breathe, Williams, breathe. Well, we got a different opponent now, because we would have come back there. I'm sure we would have come back, but he didn't want to play anymore. I wonder why he didn't want to play anymore. Normally, when you're crushing someone, you keep crushing them. So a little bit weird. So now, can we stop the pain against someone else? So this guy, everyone's coming at me like lunatics today. This is quite a dangerous little idea to try and break through. So let's do some stuff in the middle. Well, it might be nice to play someone else, get a little bit of a break after that, after the way that last guy played, because he was vicious, right? Absolutely vicious. I would like to see his accuracy. Again, I'm not saying he was cheating, but he was on form. It's the speed he was playing. Just the speed he was playing, he clearly wasn't cheating, but he was bloody strong. he was playing some bloody strong chess there, wasn't he? I think that was clear. And I have to say, I was playing pretty appallingly as well, which never helps. So at least we can calm down now. A little bit of a slower pace, which is nice. Try to recover from that beating that we got there. And I think we get rid of this knight anyway, because it's just too strong. And I can breathe. I can have my glass of water. Breathe and drink some water. And what's this position all about then? I kind of think that white has a little bit of something here with his pieces wanting to come around the angles, and I'm not sure how I get any kind of attack here. This is quite annoying. I mean, I guess I've got to put a knight on c4 and do something like that. So hopefully this knight makes it a little bit tricky on the queen side, but I'm under a lot of pressure here. I can defend everything for the time being, but I don't know how long that will last. And this is the move I was worried about, is knight coming in to this square. So do we have to play this? This is the kind of, I think we're going to have to play this and literally run with the king, because I can't keep my king over here. But if I can get my king should be safe from this side of the board, but whether it will make it there or not in one piece, I don't know. I've stopped his knight coming in, which is good, so I'm just wondering if he can improve his position. And well, I can't run that way because he will take there. And we're going to have to look at this. This is pure defensive malarkey at the moment, but if I can get my king over here, I feel like at least I might be over the worst. So what's he doing? Okay, so he's done quite a clever sacrifice there to get around the back of my position, but at least I'm material up after that idea he's played. He's got a couple of moves. Maybe he can move the rook over as well. So that was clever, because he had to do something to break through. Now if I move the king, he goes here. If I move it over here, and that is an annoying check. So where do I move the king? I have to come back this way. This is a ridiculous king journey at the moment. And do I now have to go like this? So where is the counterplay coming from? I'm going to go here. I want to open up at least one file for my rook. Can't allow the rook to come in there. That would be checkmate. So I wanted him to take this way, so my rook has some dreams of coming that way, but now he's threatening this. I'm gonna go here, but then he checkmates me with knight g6 at the end. So this could be really bad news. This could be really bad news. Again, another well played game. He's just gonna come here, check, and then come in here, and I don't think I have any defense. Is that playable? I think he just goes queen takes and keeps control of c8 here. Only move this one, so I'm kind of playing, but now knight g6, and that is game over. And he's found it again with well, I mean, last ditch attempt, but he's taking the queen off. I don't think he needed to do that. That was strange. I mean, it's obviously winning, and he's winning on time, he's winning on position, but a little bit strange to do it that way. I mean, he could have done it any other way. That is a good enough way to win. Okay, so how many we lost in a row? I think that's probably my biggest losing streak ever. I think it was 8 games in a row. so cheers opponents. You can have your 8 games. I think that's enough for one day. So to make this doable at all, this stream, we have to literally win the next 8. Okay, so we've got to start now. This has been, I think it's 8 games in a row. Is anyone counting? I'm sure I'm not counting. I'm sure I'm not counting. It's certainly my fastest losing streak. It was, but the last opponent was playing well, and I was a bit we have to start with a win, Yobius. I don't think it's even finishing with a win. It'd be nice to start with a damn win, right? Finish. We have to finish with a win. We got to start with a win, man. So let's see. Well, we're going to go for 8 in a row to try to recover from what was a pretty bad run there. And I'm basically in a state of shock after that. So I've sacrificed a pawn, but he's found a very nice square for his knight here. Glad I turned up late. Well, I mean, you may have turned up late, but it hasn't got any better so far this stream. The only way is up. And I'm not proving any compensation for a pawn here as well. So things are looking good. Okay, come on, Harry, just do something. Let's use that little guy as a probe. Do something over there. And I really don't like this knight, so I'm thinking how I can swap that knight off now. And I'm going to get rid of that knight before trying to do anything else. Confirmed it is 8. It's a new record. Well, thank you, Blair. You always turn up when you're needed. So you've achieved something today. Is that the biggest? I think it's the biggest losing streak I've ever done online, probably, I'd imagine. I'm sure I've lost that many at other times as well, but not generally online. So we're trying to turn it around now. So we need to get 8 in a row. So that is, or at least win one game to make up for it. I think my position somehow got a little bit better, but it's still a reasonably safe pawn. And what is going on here? Do we get on this diagonal? I suppose so. It is a safe. Well, this is his extra pawn, which is not a great pawn, but it is still a pawn, and he's playing to take here now, which makes sense as well. So if I move the knight, not good. If I don't move the knight, is this pawn just going? I don't like his queen coming in here, and this is ugly because he can come into this square, and I've only just realized I don't even have queen g2. Well, I think he could have taken there first, which was even stronger, because I didn't have queen g2, which I was planning. And this position is a little bit miserable, but not as bad as it could have been, because there's something against the pawn there. Okay, so he's getting rid of that idea of bringing the bishop over there, and I've got to make my knight work now. So this is the only way I can see to make it work. And if I can win this pawn, okay, he's going to get his rook in, but I think my c pawn should be quite strong then. So I can also even go rook f1 here, but I'm gonna go full in, and I don't know how this will turn up. I'm hoping that my c pawn's strong, but that is only 2 squares away from queening, so it could be the other way around. And we have a race situation, which I'm not entirely happy about. Could have controlled this a lot better. A lot better. So g2, I have to bring my rook back to b1. And obviously my idea is to use old ce. Okay, so I'm going to now bring this here, and a pawn. Come on, Harry, see if you can do it. I'm still covering. Very risky way to play though. And is this happening in time? Okay, so he's got this check, and if I go, okay, so I have to go here so my rook can cover that pawn. I'm down on time as well. I have to come here if he checks me again. So still vastly complicated, this actually. And this is my idea all along. And now he's queen. He's going to queen as well. Bugger. Oh dear. Let's see. Let's just see. What is this? What is this position? Back we come. Oh fuck. Unbelievable. We gotta win. Whoa! That's what it feels like. It should be winning, but I just realised he came up again. These guys make it. That's number 1. 7 to go. Bloody hell, that was tough though. that's what it feels like to win a game. Oh man, even at the end there, I'm losing. Right, even right at the end there, I'm losing. So, and what happened at the end? What the bloody hell happened there? I don't know what happened in that game. Okay, so a very normal position we have here. Nothing to report here. Absolutely standard opening. This has been seen. I believe it was Fischer Spassky, this position, 1972. And then someone told Fischer that actually you can move pieces as well. You don't just have to move pawns. You can move your pieces. And all right, okay, I will move my pieces then. Okay, great. And I felt like, what's all this about? This is quite annoying. So let's get rid of that one. And I'm getting a headache with the games I'm playing today. This one is annoying actually. How many pawns down am I? Only 1 pawn down at the moment. And I could have definitely done better out this opening, couldn't I? Could have gone a lot better. Because he can probably force the exchange of queens now. But he doesn't need to as well. This is also a very tempting move to play. And I think we have to at least give him a little check there. And pray that I get this castles in. And this is just a stupid position. Absolutely stupid. I don't know what that pawn structure was all about, or the opening was all about. Very weird stuff. So he's now clearly coming in here, but I might be able to take that, but he's got queen takes check. Confusing the hell out of me. So do we castle anyway? I'm going to castle anyway. And after this one, I will worry about it when it happens. I'm thinking my king, he's just going to try and win a piece with this. That's a bit rude. He's just literally going to win a piece with this check. So I have to take the rook so I can go here. Again, my options are forced. And if I get my king to h1, one thing I'm thinking of is that his king is at least weaker than mine. Maybe. I'm not even, again, everything I'm saying today, I'm really unconvinced by. But, you know, maybe his king is weaker than mine. That's as much as I can say today. So he gives me, I don't know, this position, well, I'm playing someone slow. I'm looking at the positives. Always look on the bright side of life. Well, I have to now swap queens, which means I'm only 2 pawns down, and who cares if my king's safer. Always look on the bright side of life. And yeah, how many more wins did I say I needed to get? A fair few, right? 7 wins. I lost 8 in a row. Wow, that is incredible. 7, just about 7, says Yobius. Thank you for the confirmation. 7's nothing. 7 is easy. 7 is something we do on, look, I will take that one and I will come back and I will say I'm a greedy bastard. I was hoping to get it in there, but this position is not so bad actually, because I know getting the Harry pawn up the board is often something which can be very annoying. But if I get my bishop on this diagonal, it's okay. Keep telling yourself that, Simon. Keep telling yourself that. So maybe do we just slip back here? Try to get it into the Harry pawn. And now can we take... What's happening? He's doing something... You know, I feel like he's about to do something nasty to me. Okay, well, let's stick with the plan and take those pawns. He seems to have a very big lack of respect for pawns. I like this guy. He doesn't like pawns. He's a man after my own heart. Look at him. He's letting me grab every single pawn. And am I safe here? I feel I'm pretty well defended. I'm actually a pawn up in an ending. Can you Adam and Eve it? And I got a time advantage. I should have probably taken with a king there. That might have been a better way to try and do this. And this is going to be a very hard position to win. Opposite coloured bishops. But we can make it difficult because we do have the extra pawn. And we have another pawn. Thank you very much, sir. You're very generous. This guy is seeing my pain. And he's thinking like, yeah, Simon, you know, Simon, I'm feeling sorry for you. Look at that. Only, how many more to go now? 6 more to go? That was every game. It's a bloody fight today, though. And it's literally a bloody fight. 6 more to go? Okay, 6 more to go. Let's try it. Okay. We're going to just throw the e-pawn out. And we're gaining confidence now. We're gaining confidence. That's a good sign. And I often play this weird pawn sacrifice line, and you might be thinking, are you just shit? Because you've literally just, do you only know how to move your pawns in the opening? What kind of imbecile are you? Do you not know how to move anything else except for your pawns? But the idea of this, it's not so ridiculous. It's only minutely ridiculous, meaning that he can't move his e-pawn, he can't develop his bishop, his king is a little bit weaker, and he has to sort of, if he wants to castle king side, he has to play stuff like this. And my position, I just like develop things, you know, develop things, attack, develop. So I'm going to make him play c3, and he gets this weird pawn structure, and his pieces are, his bishops particularly, are very bad. So this is the idea behind the opening, that I get a bit of freer development and it's easier for me to play. And I quite like my position here. I've got this knight maybe coming in. I can break up the queen side with a5. I've got the rook coming here. And I think we should now... Do we play this first? Let's do this first. Ask him what he's going to do with this boy. And now I feel we should come in here. And if I get that baby there, we're going to be laughing. And Yobius, thank you for the donation there, very kind. Cheers. I need it today. I need anything I'm going to get. I might even take on h2 here. Am I going to take on h2? Rook takes, in we come. Rook f2.
The
Queen
comeback
h4.
is real.
You can see my energy is slowly rising. It's been a very slow start today. And look at that knight. That is a good knight. That is one hell of a knight. I've had knights like that. We don't want to lose that knight. Oh, he's going to take my damn knight. Don't take my knight. Okay, so do we flick this one in? Does this work? I knew I put the pawn there for a reason. Is that the reason why we put it there? And can we even... What's going on here? Is there some tactic here? I can't see them today. I mean, I could just move my knight back and I'm probably doing very well. Should we do that? Should we play the sensible move? No, we're going to not play the sensible move because we're not very sensible. That is a much better move. Guard that one, and I don't want to move that knight because his king is trapped. This could actually be, am I allowed to say, let's not jump the gun too much. Could this be actually a good game? Could it be a good game? Don't jump the gun, Williams. Don't jump the gun. Okay, what next? What next? What do we do now? Well, I could take here and take everything and then win one pawn, but that's just a measly pawn. We don't want a measly pawn, do we? Do we take... Okay, let's take... Oh, then his queen comes in. I get a little bit scared down. Okay, I don't get that scared. Do I get scared? Just don't let him checkmate you on g2. Well, that's g7, so you're okay on g2. If he takes with the queen, I will whip it off. If he takes with the bishop, we could now do a little bit of rerouting because we're threatening some shit. But maybe I've just let him castle. Why did I move that knight away? What is wrong with you? Why did you move that knight away? Are you mad moving that knight away from its beautiful square? Back we come then. I changed my mind. Why did I move that knight away? As soon as I say, yeah, this is a good game, this is one of the biggest mistakes. I'm still okay here. I'm probably a little bit better, but it's very important in chess not to jump the gun, right? Oh shit, don't blunder the rook either. That's also important in chess. So as soon as you relax in chess, then things can go wrong. And this position is going wrong. And I jumped the gun. And now we got just a real fight on our hands. So let's... Can we do this? Well, he's sacrificed the pawn, but this one is very weak. This is. I'm not sure I'm better here. You know, really not sure I'm better actually, because when I lose this, my position is pretty dodge. So my king is also weak now. My bishop is a really shit piece. Am I covering all the checks? Okay, well that was handy. I didn't even see I was taking all of his pawns. That was nice. I'll take that. I'll take that little... No, we just want to get the queens off. Can we do that? Let's give him a check because I can't see how we're going to do that. I want to get him on a dart square, right? If I get him on a dart square, which is not going to be easy to do. I have to move quick here. Dart square, go on a dart square. There we go. Got him in a dart square, and that's actually checkmate. Whoa! Oof. Okay, that's a bit more like it. How many more we got to go now? How many more have we got to go to win in a row? How many have we got to go? Let's try his opening B3. Is it just 5 to go? 5 sounds like a lot to go. That's just got to be a load of rubbish. His move there. What is that all about? I'm not getting involved with that. Not getting involved with that because he's got this horrible square here. We'll make it a Dutch defense now. Why not? So is it only 5 to go now? Only 5. That's nothing. We can do it. We can turn the stream around. We just got to win 5 games. Easy, I say, and I don't really believe. Now this is a position. I'm sure I could have said something a bit more educational than that, but it is certainly a position. I'm gonna tuck this one out of the way because he may well have some stuff going on there, and I'm just trying to work out what my plan is here. I kind of normally put the pawn on d3, but I'm not sure that's what I want to do here. Let's connect the rooks first of all. And now d3 is what I need to do because he's got this idea here. And I expect move my pawns forward. So he's stopping me doing that. Now I could kick him back, but that weakens my pawns somewhat. This knight is really quite bad. So I'm gonna go here and again try to do this. And if he pushes Harry, maybe I can try and win it with my queen. So I mean g4. I don't know if I want to play g4 or not. I'm kind of looking at g4 and I'm like, do I really want to Do I really want to open my king like that? And I'm thinking, well, maybe. Okay, let's see. I can't think of anything else to do, so I'm just going to go g4. Right, so he has gone here, and as long as he doesn't get time to do that to me, I'm quite happy. So this is kind of what I was trying to induce in him. I was trying to induce him to push Harry so that I could move my queen and just try to nip Harry off the board. If he ever goes d4, I go here. Okay, so he's gone now wild. He's a wild one. Oh yeah, he's a wild one. But I'm not even going to get involved. I'm just going to go here because if he moves the bishop back, then I've got g4 trapping it. Probably should have taken the damn piece. Why didn't you take the damn piece, Williams? It's a piece. Why didn't I take the piece? What's wrong with me? It's a piece. Well, I didn't, so let's not worry about that. Okay. Because I kind of forgot he could go here. Now takes. The H file is looking a bit bad, isn't it? That rook's doing nothing. I'm going to give my king this square. Maybe I can get f5 at the right moment. And let's just get the king off the H file. I feel that the H file could be important. Okay, he wants to swap queens. We don't want to swap queens. We want to keep the queens on the board. I think. Therefore, I play crap. I think, therefore... What am I doing here? These pieces are disgusting. Do I want to swap? Do I actually back down and swap queens? Okay, yeah. Actually, come on. Yeah, we'll swap queens. I'll change my mind. You don't want to make up your mind. You don't? What do you want to do? Do you or don't you want to swap queens? And now, see, this little... Okay, right. I quite like the look of seeing that move because now I have a square for my knight and I have some pawns. Okay, I'm glad you played that move. I'm glad you did that one. I'm going to get rid of that knight. We don't like that knight, and I'm very happy now because look at this sexy beast. That is one sexy knight. And yes, I will take that. Yes, I will checkmate you. If I must checkmate you, I will. If you insist on me checkmating you, then I will. What can a man do? I will use my pawns like I use daggers to the soul. Forwards, brutal. Rooks coming in behind them. And don't lose on time is... Yeah, okay. Don't lose on time. Now, which dagger do we push here? Which one do we push? I think we can't resist that one. Oh, come on. In you come, rookie. You are enjoying yourself so much, aren't you? Okay. Don't get carried away now. And don't get carried away. He's bloody found a good move. And what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing here? Why am I trying to lose? Why am I trying to lose this position? Why are you trying to lose this position? Why are you trying to lose it? Why are you trying to do that? Why are you actually trying to lose? It's not very clever, is it, to try and lose? And you're playing like an old fart as well. Jesus, man. Look, what are you doing? What on earth are you actually doing? I mean... Check. Okay, you can check me as well. Check you out, checking me. Shit. Yes, never in doubt. Easy. That was as easy as running up Mount Everest without any legs. It's a win. I don't care. I'm taking them all today. You give me him dirty, you give me cleanly. I'll just take them. I take them. 4 more to go. Okay. So I don't care. Today, I don't care. I've been flagged. I can flag. So we just need... How many more wins now? 4 more wins to make it a respectable stream. I hate this variation that he's playing against the dragon. It's quite a solid variation. And Wood Tree is moving quickly here as well, which is also, he could look at this move. Can he go there? Can he go there? He has. Okay, I'm not taking that one because it's checkmate. Got to move the queen out the way. That's quite a nice checkmate though, isn't it? You got to, yeah, you got to. That would be a very pretty crisscross checkmate there. What's he? He's really trying to kill me here, isn't he? It's not actually very nice to observe this, and he's coming in here, and all of a sudden I'm like, shit. Okay, this is the only move I can see to not lose all of my pieces. Oh dear blimey. This has gone wrong. This has gone wrong. Wood Tree, stop chopping my pieces, man. Best Blunderer has made a very insightful comment. You are getting smashed. Best Blunderer, you may well have a point there, sir. And he's trying to checkmate me again. What is wrong with this man? Can he just stop it, please? I'm just playing the only moves I can see without losing on the spot. I'm not actually even doing anything particularly special here. I'm just trying to avoid getting checkmated. And Best Blunderer may well have a point that I could be getting smashed, but I'm holding on. You're also going to get bad positions sometimes. Do I grab this pawn now and just be like, well, yeah, why not? I mean, if you've got a bad position anyway, you might as well just grab a pawn. And this one, yes, yeah, this does scare me. Am I losing a piece here? Am I losing this piece? Do I get any counterplay? I can't see it. No, I can come back here. And this is Grovel City. This is like, I'm groveling like a baby here. Do babies grovel? I'm not sure babies actually grovel, do they? This is, I don't like this. I hate this actually. But I'm a pawn up. I'm a pawn up. Do babies grovel? I guess babies cry, but they don't really grovel, do they? I can't see how he's going to break through. Look at this. This is inspired defense. It's desperate defense. And he can push his H-pawn, right? And then he can try to do something there. But that takes a long time. So I can't... Okay, what's he trying to do to me now? He's going to try to F me up. When I say F me, F-pawn me up. Makes a lot of sense. And how are we going to deal with that? Well, I'm going to use my extra pawn. This is scary. This is scary. Okay, we will push that one on. I think... Now, I'm coming forwards. Can you believe it? I'm actually moving my pieces forwards, which I did not think was possible in this game. And I think all of a sudden I've got a good position. But I'm still unsure about how to get my pieces out here. So let's just push that one square near a queening. And I could still get checkmated over here. Yes, I could. This is the scariest idea. This one coming in, which I've seen coming, but okay. Look at this. This is grovel. This is grovel. This is grovel town. Grovel town. I'm really groveling here. I'm really groveling. This is like proper grovel town. Okay, do we take this one anyway? Because, oh no, he's coming here. What's he doing? Okay, let's defend. And now we have to do a counter attack. And this is, look at my knights. My knights are doing a, look at this weird. Can I take that and be really weird on him? No, let's just go here. Let's just go here. This is a very peculiar game. Really peculiar game. Okay, now I'm just going to use this one. And I'm just going to try and lob it up the board. I don't understand this game whatsoever. I really don't understand this game. Okay, you're scaring me now somewhat. Oh, what is this? What a stupid position. Absolutely stupid. I've got 2 knights against the queen, but that was stupid game, but it was probably winning. Boom! How many more have we got to go now? After I lost 8 games at the start, maybe I'm winning this position because he can't move anything and my knights are slowly coming in, right? They are slowly coming into the position. So that was some desperate defenses there. Desperate defenses. 3 more. We need to win 3 more to get our run going. So that was just defend like a defender, whatever that means. So come on, we only need 3 now. We only need to win the next 3, and we have saved our bacon from what could be the disaster stream. And I like the way he's used Harry here. Now, does that lose a piece or not? I don't think so. Because if he takes my bishop, I'm going to trap his queen like this. Which I've seen this pattern before. Knight to c6 and blah blah blah. Now do we put that there for... I don't think we just take this one off. And I'm going to eventually use the e4 square. So in order to move my knight, I need to move my queen. So let's get the queen out of the pin. And I now need to use this square here for a knight. And now I'm okay. I defended the last game. So you know what? We're going to try it again. We're going to grab a very dangerous pawn, and we're going to try and hold all. That rook might be a useful defender. I don't normally defend. This is like the day of defense. And what are we going to do next here? So I might actually give the pawn back because I really don't like defending. I really don't. Have the pawn, because your knight scares me. Just have the damn pawn. Have it. Because at least I can, you know, get something with the rook. Okay, let's get the queens off if we can. You can come in here. I'm hoping something along here becomes available, but I can't see what. So maybe just queen c6 is annoying. Okay, so now we need to do something like this maybe. I need to open up some lines for my rooks to start functioning on, because the rooks are not really functioning at the moment. He doesn't have rook g5 because I can take it, but maybe rook g1 is very clever. I take here and he goes rook g5. That kind of looks weird, but maybe very clever. Okay, so this is also possible when he's going to try to come this way, and I did worry about this move before, but he's played it now, so yeah, okay. Takes, I go rook b8, and I hope to win my pawn back, and I'm just trying to get some open files. So he's very cleverly, again I feel, kept it closed, and I need to do a similar thing. Now, can I even trap his queen? Probably not. But I might... No, okay, we can't do that either. I want to get the queens off, but not by losing a pawn. And he's playing this very well. This is a tough game. He's putting a lot of pressure on my position. A lot of pressure is on my position here, and I'm really shouldn't have given that pawn back so easily. I mean, this move seems like kind of a move that could well work. I take, he takes here, and I can't move much. This is mainly the problem, though. I can't actually move many things here. If I move this rook, I drop the pawn. Do we? Okay, I'm going to give this pawn up and hope to get a3 in, but he stopped that as well. Clever play. And okay, I'm gonna try for my next trick to get in somehow, because my position was so bad that I need to try and get in. But just rook takes here. Yeah, have to get rid of that one. And okay, oh, his pawn's quick, isn't it? Shit. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. Ah, the dream was not there. Well done, sir. And he's done it. There we go. I had some chances there. I'm sure he missed the mate in one. Well, that was a rather painful stream. You got to share the love and share the pain sometimes. And in that one, well, I certainly shared my pain, as I was struggling at the start. We came back into it a little bit, but it was tough. I'm not on the best form, but that's the way it works sometimes. We're going to give someone a quick raid now. I've got to go back and do a little bit of work. That's totally put me off playing Title Tuesday later. And I'm just going to try to find someone to raid. So let's give someone a raid, and I'm just trying to think of someone I recognise, and I think we're going to go over to another player playing Blitz, Esserman, who's a great Blitz player, and he's a great attacker. So let's go and raid him. Thank you all much for watching. Yeah, it wasn't pretty today, but chess ain't always pretty. It can just be a fight at times, and well done to my opponent who crushed me earlier on. I'm going to try to raid, but the raid doesn't seem to be working. Or maybe he's finished streaming, so we'll have to go for someone else.